Life sucks sometimes. You get gut punched. But the question is, how are you going to handle it? Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Coach Reen, and I'm so happy you're here. Now let me tell y'all. This is see. I already feel it creeping in. And I'm going to talk about it because I need to talk about it. I need to get it out. Why am I starting to feel lazy? I feel the laziness creeping over me right now. Now, granted, I was up late last night because I wanted to give you guys a good product, and I was up editing really late, right? So my day at work is winding down. And I said that right after work, I was going to put on my gym clothes and go do my cardio immediately so that I could come home and take it down, go to sleep. Why am I feeling, the voices are coming on, and they like, girl, you tired. Why don't you take a nap first, then go to the gym? Girl, you had a long day. Why don't you see that? And I talked about this before, but I'm going to keep talking about it because I think that this is a problem everybody has. We say we're going to do one thing, right? So why is it that our own thoughts is our biggest hater? Your own thoughts. You have a goal. You have a dream, right? You have a dream. Let's say you want to become a stand-up comic. You funny as hell. Every time you go to the family functions, every time you're around your friends, they like, girl, you should be a comedian, right? And you like, you know what? I think I want to try being a comedian. And then here come that hating ass voice saying, you sure you want to do that? You're going to embarrass yourself. You 40-something years old. Why you want to go on stage and do that? You already got a job. What you going to do? Take time off your job before you even step foot in a comedy club? The hating behind voice start creeping in and telling you you shouldn't even try. I don't get it. I don't understand how your own thoughts is your biggest hater. How is that? It don't even make no sense. I know one thing for sure. I'm not going to let this hater win today. I know I had a long day, but I also know I need to go do this cardio because if I lay down right after work, I ain't going nowhere. I'm not going to go anywhere. It is cold outside. I should actually put my gym clothes on right now during my break. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go down. I'm going to go get my gym clothes on. Get ready. And I'm going straight to the gym after work. Let me tell you something. I have a goal. You know this. Y'all know. But when you have a goal, when you want to do something, you got to work. You got to work for it. Right? Like, I want to grow my YouTube channel. I also want to meet the best version of myself. Like, that's a non-negotiable for me. I want to lose all of the weight. I want to get it off. I want to feel really good. I want to feel fit. I want my body to reflect the hard work I put in. I put in a lot of hard work with working out. Like, my classes are top tier. My workouts I do in my classes are top tier workouts. Okay? So I need to my body needs to reflect the hard work I put in. That's period. Okay? So I got to stick to the plan. And I'm sharing this with you because we all got to stick with the plan. We cannot let that hater that lives inside of all of us, we can't let them win and talk us out of doing things that we supposed to be doing. Like, because if you sit back and just let that voice take over, you won't do nothing. You won't move. You won't try for that new job. You won't try for your dream. You won't do anything. You won't leave that man. Because that voice telling you, who else you gonna get? Or the other way, you won't try for love because of that hating behind voice. Telling you, how could anybody really love me? Hater. Now, I'm not telling you to ignore red flags. I will never tell you to do that. But sometimes we miss our blessing because we're so focused on the wrong thing. We too focused on the wrong thing. And we end up missing our blessing. We end up missing our person. And contrary to what they're saying out there in this world, being married, having a partner, someone that loves you and you love them right back, someone that got your back for real, top tier, period. It's a top tier experience. I highly recommend. I hope and pray that every person in this world gets a chance to experience it at least once in their lifetime. It's a top tier experience. Right up there with being a parent. Even though I am a bereaved parent, I still thank God for the opportunity to have been a mama to my daughter. I really wish that I could have had the chance to still be, like, to watch her grow up and watch her become a mom herself, watch her blossom into her career. But God had other plans, right? He had other plans. And when I get real sad, y'all, I sit back and I say, you know what? Thank God that I had the opportunity to experience childbirth, to experience seeing her grow from a baby to a big child, like a big old little adult. She was no child no more. She was a little adult. That little girl, she had my dry humor down to a science. She was amazing at it. Like, she was hilarious. She used to crack me up all the time. She was a very smart, very gifted, very keen child. And I think that's the tragedy for me, because she was so smart already at 6. She was so witty. And I would just sit back like, yo, this little girl is very witty. Damn, y'all. Anyway, I'm getting all sad again. See, but you know what? The more I do this, the more I talk to the camera, the more I share and open up, the more comfortable I get. And like I said, I know that, you know, my purpose, or a purpose of mine, is to inspire others through my journey, through the things I've been through. So you can't be afraid to share what you've been through. And one of the things that I live with, and you'll hear me talk about a lot, is my daughter, like my daughter's death, like her passing. And I think when it comes to death and grief and losing somebody that's close to you, a lot of times we are invested when the person first passes. Everybody is sending their condolences. Everyone is sending their prayers, sending hearts and flowers and all of that. But long-term grief, it never goes away. You know, the language and the things that they say out loud, the things that we're told is that time heals all wounds. It does not heal a thing. The only thing it does is make it more tolerable. That's it. I'm still in pain. I will always live with pain. I lost my child. I lost my legacy. You know what I'm saying? So those are real things. And a part of my journey, or a part of my purpose, is being able to share that with you guys and show you what grief looks like, and show you what living through the pain looks like. This is what it looks like. You should be able to speak about it. You should be able to speak about your grief no matter how much time has passed. Don't let anybody tell you, Oh, it's been 10 years. It doesn't matter if it's been a million years. Love never dies. And grief, I think Regina King said it. She said, grief is love that has nowhere to go. And that is the truth. So anybody that says that, ever thinks, I should stop talking about it, or I talk about it too much, find another channel. I'm sorry. Because I'm going to speak about her. I'm going to speak about it. I'm going to speak about my grief. I'm going to speak about my pain. But I don't live there, if that makes sense to you. But I do think about it. I think about a lot of things. I think about how much I missed out on, but then at the same time, I'm grateful for the times and experiences that I did have. God is good, you know what I mean? God is good, and I thank him because for him to have pulled me out, and there's moments that I remember. One of the main things that I really recall is right when I found out that she had been involved in an accident. I don't remember driving home, but when I got home, my sister, I called out to her. I threw all this stuff at her and threw her the phone. That young girl, she was young at the time. She was like 26. She was a baby. She took on a lot, you know what I mean? She identified her body when she came back to the U.S. She went by herself to the funeral home and identified this little girl. Oh my God. But what I remember is going upstairs and feeling hot and cold and feel the trauma response I experienced. And there was a moment where I had to scream out to God, scream out to him and say, give me strength, please, because I felt myself going to the other side. I felt it. And I was like, no, give me strength. I screamed it to the top of my lungs because I want to stay present. I want to stay here. I don't want to turn to drugs. I don't want to turn to alcohol. I want to stay here. I want to sit in it and experience it. And then the next thing I did was go get my nails done. Ciao. But you know what? When I think about it now, and I'm like, when I went and got my nails done, and I'm sitting in the nail salon. Jesus. If you've lost somebody, you know this feeling. When you I went to the salon, and I'm sitting there, like, with a routine thing that I did I've been getting my nails done for years. I'm sitting in the nail salon doing the usual, getting my nails done. There's life happening all around. The world keeps revolving. And I'm like, no one in this place knows the pain I'm feeling right now. No one knows that my daughter is laying literally on her deathbed right now. No one knows. And I knew she was going. I knew she was leaving. I felt it in my soul. I knew she was gone. It just put a lot of things in perspective. Those moments, me screaming out to God, that just let me know that he does not leave you. Even in the sorrow, even in the depths of your sorrow, he does not leave you. And I also recall and remember that life doesn't stop just because you're in pain. The world doesn't stop just because you're in pain. It keeps moving. The world never stops. It keeps revolving. It keeps going. So it's like you either keep up or you get left behind. And I'm not speaking about it from, it is sad, definitely. But I share it because I want you to be inspired. I want you to know the depths of the pain that I am in, that I go through, that I feel, that sometimes I have to sit in and cry and sit in and pray. Not that it's not all smiles all the time. And see that I still stay consistent with my fitness journey. I still show up. I still do those things. in the hope that it inspires you, that you're like, you know what, I can do this. Because it's not easy. Life sucks sometimes you get kicked in the you know where, gut punch to the gut. Like, you get gut punched. But the question is, how are you going to handle it? How are you going to handle that gut punch? You know what I mean? Are you going to let that hater in your head win? Or are you going to rise? And every time I'm talking to this camera, I'm also talking to me. Because I got a job to do, and I'm going to do it. Child, let me go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
We did 30 minutes. I got something in my eye. Then we get in the house. I can't wait to get home. I love high-waisted, a good high-waisted legging, boy. Love it. When I go home, I'm gonna watch. There's a live that Neek at Night did. Do you guys, I can't remember the young lady's name, but she was, I think, 13 or 14 years old. She got impregnated by her aunt's baby dad, and then he unalived her. Did you hear this story? I'm just hearing about it, and now I'm gonna go and watch the entire Neek at Night live, well, as much as I can, because it's like 4 hours. Protect your babies. I think this is in line with stuff that I be talking about, because I talk about self-care, protecting yourself, and all of that. And this is a part of it, because the people that you're around, the people that you allow into your space, are equally as important. Now, I understand people wanting love and wanting companionship, but you really have to be careful who you bring around and in your space and around your children. And a lot of people say if you have girls, but also if you have boys. If you have little boys and you have little girls, not only do you have to protect them from SA, from SA and PDFs, but you also have to protect little boys from that as well. Let's not forget that. And you have to protect all of your children, boy or girl, from domestic violence situations. Like seeing a child witnessing or being in a home where there's domestic violence present, they are highly more likely to either become a perpetrator or to become a victim of domestic violence. It's a cycle. So in my former job, the job I worked before I came to my new job, I was a child protective specialist, worker, social worker, whatever you want to call it. I worked for Child Protective Services. And so many times, things that occurred to children. Now, I didn't get many cases where children were severely abused. Most of the cases, believe it or not, that you see as a investigator are neglect cases. So stuff like the children were left home alone, or the children didn't go to school, or the house is dirty. So every once in a while you get a really bad case. And the overarching thing with a lot of the cases was the perpetrator was a step parent or was the paramour, as they call it in the system, of the parent that did something to the child. So that's what I mean. When I say protect your kids, you have to watch who you're bringing around them, what relationships and what environment you're providing for your children, as well as what relationships you're providing for yourself. Because a part of your self-care is who you have in your orbit. Are you surrounding yourself with people that are on the same path as you? Are you surrounding yourself with people that speak negativity onto your life, that are constantly telling you can't, you're ugly, you're never going to, you're not good enough, either verbally or through their action? If you're around that type of energy, you got to protect yourself. If you have your children around that energy, you got to protect your kids. It's so important. That case, I can't remember the young lady's name, and my God, like, rest in peace to her. May her soul rest in eternal peace. So please, guys, like, protect your kids, protect yourselves. If you're in a situation where you do not feel safe, please reach out to someone. But if you're going to decide to leave, you have to leave safely. Be very careful who you confide in, and protect yourself. Start your safety kit and start making your plan, but do not act until it is safe. I love y'all for real. Like, I love y'all for real. Take care of yourselves. I thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.
It's not the diamond, it's not the diamond, it's not the pearl, it's not the pearl. I'm that girl, it's just that I'm that girl.